Hi everyone, welcome to How to ABA. Today we're discussing how you can tell the difference between good ABA and bad ABA. And really the difference is in the provider, because ABA in and of itself is an evidence-based teaching procedure. It's been proven time and again to be effective, but it's how the provider carries it out, which would make it good or bad. So what are some things that you can look for in a good ABA program for your child? So the first thing is that an ABA program should be fun. Your child should be excited to see the therapist. It should be engaging. There should be age-appropriate toys. It should be playful. And it shouldn't be a situation where when the therapist comes in, the child is upset and cries. And even though that might happen sometimes, it shouldn't happen all the time. And if it does, it's a little bit of a warning sign. The second thing is that it should be positive. ABA should be a very positive experience, both for you and for your child. The language should be very positive. Instead of phrasing things as, don't do this, don't do that, it's when you do this and when you show me that, then you can have whatever it is that they're working for. So phrasing everything positively and not focusing on the negative. The next thing that you should be looking for is the focus on punishment. It should not be the focus of an ABA program to punish or to reduce behaviors. The focus should really be to increase behaviors that we do want. Of course, there might be a time and a place for punishment, but that should be up to a qualified provider. And even if there was a place for it, it shouldn't be the focus and it shouldn't take over the program. The next important thing is that make sure they're not using threatening language. So when we talk about reinforcement, we talk about when you put on your shoes, you can go out for recess, versus if they're taking a really long time putting on their shoes, saying something like, well, if you don't put your shoes on, you're going to miss your recess. Talking about things like that. So we always want to just be focused on positive and what they will get and not giving them any kind of threatening language for if they're taking too long, if they don't do something. First of all, because it's scary for a child. And the second thing is, are you going to follow through on every one of those threats? So that's something to look out for. And the next thing that you want to make sure is that the provider is qualified, that they are certified with either the BCBA or another provider so that you have rights. And if you're unhappy with something, there is a way for you to get more information, to file a complaint, to know that your provider has received the quality of education that is required for them to be working with your child. So make sure that you find a provider that is able to give good ABA and that your child's happy and successful and that ABA in that way will work. Thanks.